Hey guys, so what is happening in the UK housing market this month? Let's go and take a look. So in June 2022, we've now seen the highest ever asking prices according to Rightmove. We're now up to about £370,000 as the average asking price on that particular portal. And it also means that the average house price has grown as demand for property still outstripping supply. Rightmove have even upped their house price forecast as a rise from 5% to 7% for 2022. This shows that the expected slowdown hasn't happened at the speed that we were expecting it to happen. So as house prices rise and as interest rates continue to rise, it means that that actual payment that's going out of people's bank accounts is going up. So it is exacerbating the cost of living crisis, which we're in at the moment. But it isn't still, it's not stopping people from wanting to buy, because there is still that overwhelming number of people wanting to buy compared to the number of houses on the market. So it is very much still a seller's market. So with inflation up at still over 9% and the fact that the economy grew by 0.5% in May, it's looking likely that that interest rate rise I mentioned a moment ago is probably going to come sooner and probably quicker than it did previously. So we're probably going to see a 0.5% rise when the Monetary Policy Committee at the Bank of England meet in August. And what that means is that obviously the mortgages are going to go up more and that might again slow down the housing market further. So what they're trying to do is get on top of inflation. What that will do is then start to curb the cost of living crisis. So as inflation comes down, it doesn't mean prices are going to come down. It means that prices are going to stop going up. And then when we get to a place of equilibrium, then that will start to settle. And if you remember what the Bank of England's remit is to keep inflation around the 2% mark. So we like things to grow. We like things to be moving onwards and forwards at a sustainable rate. And with inflation at 9%, that's obviously not going to happen. So we need to curb that, and the Bank of England will do that. One thing which is actually quite important to note is that we haven't yet hit a recession, which is what some people were forecasting. So a recession is where we have 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth, so of contraction instead of inflation. And so we haven't seen that. And in fact, in May, we saw a 0.5% rise in GDP, which means that when they release the results in June, what are we likely to see? I think we're likely to come out of it with growth, which means that we won't be hitting a recession, and we're at least 6 months away from potentially hitting another recession. And finally, it just means that our economy is actually being very resilient to the changes out there. Yes, it's biting quite a lot on people's everyday pockets, but we are seeing generally quite good wage increases, probably not to match inflation, but as inflation curbs, then it will come back to meet where wages have risen to. So I think all in all, if we look in 6 months' time, I think the economy is probably going to be a slightly better place. But again, we've still got a lot of unknowns and a lot of uncertainty out there in the rest of the world when it comes to what's going on in Ukraine and Russia. So if we bring it back to house prices, then you'll see that house prices are still strong, and it means that over the next 6, 12, 24 months, we're probably still going to see house price growth. And if you look back at some of the previous videos I've done about the 18-year property cycle, it's ringing true. We're still in that end period of growth before the housing market drops. So if you're looking for a best time to invest, it's still now, and to be fair, it will always be now. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, or drop any comments or questions down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.